Unmuting you right now, guys. What up? This is episode 6 of What's Up with Upslope TV. Today, we are talking about grilling and chilling with Traeger and Proud Souls BBQ. Those are those guys right over there. Give us a wave, y'all.
What's up? How's it going?
How are you guys?
Great. It's a beautiful day outside for some grilling.
Absolutely. We're going to give a little tour of the shop and show you guys how to trim some ribs and cook some ribs. And let's get after this.
Nice. So that's Tim Parker with Traeger Grills. And then you got the pit boss of Proud Souls BBQ behind him, Tony Roberts.
What's up? How's everybody doing out there?
All right, Tim, are you going to take us on a journey of this sweet new store? So, y'all, this is Proud Souls.
Here's Proud Souls
in Littleton. But there's another store in
Denver. Second location. We have 2 locations. One, our original one up in Denver, that's been there for about going on 3 years now. In May, we were super excited. We opened up our second location down south here in Old Town Littleton. So Main Street's just a block away from here. An old garage built in the 1950s. We thought it would turn into the perfect barbecue store. So come on in. Let's check it out. And I'll let Tim talk a little bit about the Traeger Grills, which we sell so many of. Come on in. You can see in here, we got a showroom. Right out of the gate, you see Traegers. So maybe I can take the phone here and have Mr. Tim Parker of Traeger Grills walk you through some things Traeger here before we get started on the cooking aspects of things.
So Proud Souls is a platinum dealership, meaning they carry all the lines, all the way from the Pro Series, all the way up to the timber lines. There's all different kinds of grills and everything else. I don't know if you guys know how a pellet grill works, but it operates with real wood. So it uses real wood flavored pellets. The pellets go in the side. There's an auger down in here that looks like a corkscrew. The pellets fall in there, go into the corkscrew. They auger themselves over into a fire pot. There's a fire pot. Right there.
And there's your fire, right?
So it augers the pellets over to the fire pot. There's also a hot rod down in there. The hot rod glows red for the first few minutes, and that's what catches your pellets on fire. Once you have a fire going, the hot rod goes off because it's just like a regular fire. As long as you keep adding wood to it, it's going to continue to burn. That's your first heat shield. This is a grease shield and also a heat shield. Goes in like this. All your grease oil spats are going to fall on this tray right here, roll down to the end, and go into your bucket at the end. So you're going to eliminate all flare-ups because you're not going to have any greases, oils, or anything touching the fire. So once you have the fire going, you have this little temperature probe right here. This temperature probe is reading the inside temperature of the grill and in turn telling the thermostat when to add more pellets to keep it your desired temperature. You also have a probe that goes in here in the thermostat, goes through the body of the grill and into the meat. Therefore, you can just look right here on the screen and see the temperature of the meat. It's also all Wi-Fi controlled. So anywhere in the world, as long as you have phone service and this is hooked up to your internet at home, you'll have control of this grill. You can do anything you want. This right here is the Ironwood series. That's kind of middle of the line. The timber lines are going to be a little bit more, got insulation, double wall insulation all the way around, stainless steel. Got a few more options, more of the Cadillac. We got the Pro Series, which is the next one down.
Hey, what's this little one you got here, Tim? This one looks pretty cool.
So cool. So this is a perfect one to take camping. This is what they call the Ranger. Open it up, works exactly the same. You put the pellets in there, it augers over. This one actually comes with a griddle. So you can do pancakes or whatever else when you're cooking.
Bacon? Anyone like bacon?
Absolutely.
Bacon, hash browns. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yep. So this one's only 60 pounds. So you can take it with you. You can operate it off of an inverter, off of your battery on your car or however else. But those things are very cool to take with you camping. You can do anything on them. This is the Pro Series. This is a little bit more affordable. Not quite as many bells and whistles on it.
So the cool thing about this Pro Series is for Father's Day, which obviously a lot of dads out there listening, this grill is going to be for sale. So the Pro 575 and 78 are going to be $100 off. You can get into this grill for a very reasonable amount at $6.99 here over Father's Day, which to get into the pellet smoking game from a great trusted brand like Traeger, that's a great deal in my opinion.
Nice. And hey, friendly reminder to everyone watching. I'll come back real quick. Friendly reminder to everyone watching. Father's Day is on the 21st. So you don't have a ton of time, but we thought this was going to be an awesome episode for all the dads out there watching, or children out there watching who could gift their dad something sweet from Proud Souls or Traeger or both. So yeah, keep on telling us what's good, Tim.
All right. Come on over here. We've got all of our seasonings and spices. So all Traeger, the apricot, all the way down, all the spices, seasonings, simple syrup. They carry all the accessories, covers, front shelves, everything else.
And we did some ribs today, which we're going to start talking about pretty soon. Obviously, we did them on the Traeger Timberline 850 today, but we utilized this Traeger rub here, which is great, and we're going to be glazing those up today, doing some a little hot and spicy with this Texas spicy sauce. So you guys will be watching us do that here a little bit later in the program.
What's really cool about Proud Souls is they're a meat. They can sell all kinds of meat too, and it's good quality. Here's a cooler full of Snake River Farms. I don't know if anybody knows what Snake River Farms, but look at that beautiful brisket right there. You can get all your competition meats here. You can get just excellent meat here.
So we got full packer briskets here in our freezer, ready to go home. We got pork shoulders here from Creekstone Farms.
Over here in the big cooler,
all sorts of ribs, sausages,
rock ribs,
beef ribs down at the bottom from our partners in Texas Midland Meat Company. That's a Black Angus Wagyu cross. That's excellent beef. We got some local sausage in here from our friends at River Bear. Anyone out there know Justin Brunson from Old Major? His company River Bear up here in Denver. Great sausage as well. So a little bit of everything for folks.
Nice.
I think we're going to head back and show you guys
too, because you can get the rubs, the sauces, the meats, some accessories. So if your dad's already rocking a setup that he likes, you guys kind of have it covered. I personally smoked some wings last night, so I'm still in the backyard smelling those delicious smells. So I can't wait to see what you've got on the rib front to make me really hungry. Good news is I have cold beer here.
Nice. Well,
speaking of beer, let's go get one.
Yeah.
Let's get a beer. Yeah, get a beer.
I'll follow Tony.
Let's take a stroll into the kitchen. That's not only where we hide the meats for the demonstrations, but also the beer. So follow me in here. I think we got a couple cold ones from Upslope.
We're grilling and chilling, so you have that beer.
Any cold ones in there?
Let's see what we got here, Tim. Oh yeah, sir.
Heck yeah.
I need one. How about you?
Awesome.
Yep. Great.
Nice.
All right.
So we thought it would be fun. So here at Proud Souls, not only do we sell a lot of barbecue equipment like the Traegers you saw out there and the meats, knives, everything, but we also do barbecue cooking classes and demonstrations. So ribs are always one of the most popular things that folks like to cook on their Traeger grills or grills in general. So we thought it might be fun to walk you through a quick rib trimming demonstration right now. Trim out a rack of ribs, get it seasoned, and go put it out on the Traeger grill, and then do a little TV sleight of hand. And we've been cooking some ribs here for about the last 4 hours, and I think those will be about done or so. If we didn't screw them up, we'll see. But we can come in here and slice and get a taste for all you guys out there. We don't have smell-o-vision, sorry, but we'll do our best to see how good they are. So let's start with some ribs. And Katie, if you're out there, if folks are reeling in any questions or whatever, you want to yell those out, we can be happy to maybe answer those, Tim or myself, while we trim those ribs. That's totally good. So let me grab a rack of ribs here out of the fridge.
Cool. I'll come back for a quick second. So yeah, guys, if you're out there watching, we know that sometimes grilling and smoking can be a little intimidating. Tim, what did you say to me earlier, though? You were like something about if you just have the confidence, you just got to kind of go with it.
Typically, if you have confidence, you can do it. You know, a lot of people get really intimidated by smoking briskets or ribs or something like that. That you know you have a lot of money invested in the piece of meat, and you know it's kind of scary to put a $125, $150 piece of meat on there, wondering if it's going to turn out right. But as long as you have confidence and patience, you can do it.
Yeah, it's even scarier to have a bunch of people who are hungry, smelling it all day, wanting to eat, and then somehow you mess it up, right? And then you got to look at those hungry people and be like, plan B. But there's not going to be plan B because Tony's going to flawlessly lead us through this.
Cool. So today we cooked St. Louis style spare ribs. So these are pork ribs. They come in 2 different varieties, spares. These are cut down to the St. Louis style. And then baby backs. The biggest difference between spares and baby backs, the spares come off the belly of the hog region. So we at the store here, we like to call it bacon on a stick. Nice fat content here. And when you think about barbecue and you think about grilling at home, fat is our friend, right? It's going to be something that not only tastes good, but it's going to keep our ribs, in this case, from drying out, right? The higher the fat content from that belly region here, the hog, bacon on a stick is what we like to call them here. So there's a few tricks you can do with a St. Louis cut rib. Right out of the gate, I just opened it right out of the cryo bag. Nice fresh rack of ribs here. Just set it down and start sizing it up. So the first thing I like to do is just kind of look at it like this. I always trim off this last bone or so. This has a tendency, it's very thin, to burn up on the pit. So I like to set that aside. The next thing I like to do is come through here.
Does that have the membrane on it?
This does have the membrane. So what we're going to do is, you guys can see this here. There's a membrane on the back of this rack of ribs. The membrane not only has a bad texture or mouthfeel to it, it can also stop seasoning and smoke from penetrating the meat itself. So if we remove this, not only do we get a more tender bite at the end of the day, it allows smoke to permeate and seasoning to get in the meat itself. So we like to remove this. So very simple trick.
I call it the flavor blocker.
The flavor blocker, yeah. I've never heard it called that before, but that totally makes sense. So I like to start here at the one end. I just made a little slit with my boning knife, just right down that membrane. Then I take a paper towel. Take a paper towel and kind of lean this up. And if you grab this membrane and start peeling it back, I'll show you guys this way, just the way Tim is standing there. And you start coming down like this, you can see this membrane start coming off. And then you just pull back here. But you see that fat in that membrane coming off? So that's what we're talking about. So the flavor blocker in one instance, but if you feel this and tug on it or whatever, who would want to eat that? I know if I serve this at one of the dinner parties we do, or God forbid a competition, all the judges out there would penalize me severely. So we'll throw that in the garbage, and then we'll continue to just pull off the rest of this membrane to get things ready to go. And it's as simple as that. So you guys can see barbecue is one of those things where just a little bit of extra effort and know-how goes a long way to creating a really nice finished product. We're going to be out here for 4 hours on the Traeger, drinking beer. Why not take the extra 30 seconds to take that membrane off to have our pallet here, our canvas ready to go. Look good? Cool. The next thing we like to do is season. So today we're using the Traeger pork and poultry rub. This is a great rub. It has some apple flavor components to it, some honey, some paprika, salt, pepper. Really nice pairing with the pork. What I like to do is I start on the back in a good liberal, there you go, Tim. A nice liberal coating of this. You can see that. Let it rain, right? You get a close up of that, Mr. Parker. There you go. Let it rain. That's starting to look good out there. It's a nice coating. That's on the back rib side. And then I like to give them a flip, kind of dangle it like this, and then hit our show side or the meat side itself. Remember, in this instance, that bacon on a stick. Now we're adding that honey, that apple flavor, that salt, that pepper, a little bit of garlic in here.
And you see how high he's holding it. That's so you get a nice even coating all the way across it. Otherwise, you're going to get it clumped up on there.
We're making people hungry, guys. That's the right idea.
Cool. So how's that starting to look? Good? Good. So we got a nice coating on there. Looks nice, right?
Looks
Next
awesome.
thing we're going to do is go outside and get these on our smoker. What do you think, Tim?
Let's do it.
Well, can I get a beer first, though?
I encourage it.
I'm going to join you guys with my beer. Before y'all walk out real quick, let me show the viewers what contests we have going on. So I'm not personally drinking a snowmelt right now. I'm drinking a German Pils, but we have an awesome contest going on this summer called Summer of Snowmelt. You can enter to win by going to upslopebrewing.com/win, or if you see some posters around town with a QR code or in our snowmelt mix boxes, but you can win yourself a Yeti Tundra 45 and a Tailgater Traeger grill. And I think that's a badass prize. So y'all go ahead and visit us online at upslopebrewing.com/win. And you could rewatch this video and make yourself some ribs as good as Tony does. All right, so Tim, we're going outside right now, right? To do the magic.
We're heading back out.
All right. Now, how long have you been on the Traeger?
How long? What's that?
How long have they been on the grill?
The ones that we're taking off have been on just over 4 hours.
Okay.
These were about noon today. So I will show you. So here's the ones we just did. I would like to set my Traeger in this instance at 275 degrees. So once it hits 275 degrees, these ribs we just trimmed and seasoned up here, they're going to go right on our pit. So I'm going to throw these right on here.
Oh, should have brought some hot gloves.
No, we don't. My hands doesn't matter. But you can see below, fast forward what we did down here below. So these have been on. These went on about noon this morning. And we're just going to lightly coat these with a little of that Texas spicy sauce I talked about here. Get a nice glaze on these. Super easy. I like to coat my ribs with sauce. I know a lot of people out there are probably going to start questioning why you sauce in your ribs. I like a little sauce in my ribs. There's nothing wrong with that. You can do whatever you want. That's the fun thing about barbecue. Have fun with it. Don't take it too seriously. No more than 5 minutes on these, though, once they've been coated. The reason for that is there's some sugar in sauces, so you don't want that sugar to start burning here on our pit. So we're just going to give these a light coating. We're going to close this up for 5 minutes and let the sauce set, is what we say, and then come back out here. Grab the ribs, bring them in the kitchen, give them just a little bit of rest to cool down, slice them, and then we'll show you guys and pass them out to some customers here in the store today. So, look good?
Looks awesome.
We're going to back up and take a little view of the building. The building is way cool. What year was this built?
This building was built in 1952.
1952 this was built, and it was an old garage.
Pretty perfect for a badass barbecue shop to me.
Absolutely. We're going to go back in. We're going to take a look at some pellets.
Oh, okay,
So
yeah.
like I said, the Traegers use wood pellets for the heat source and the flavoring. The pellets come in 8 different flavors and then a number of blends. The pellets are made of 100% natural wood, no additives, no binders, no accelerants, 100% natural. So we have hickory, mesquite, Texas beef blend, which is an oak mesquite pecan mixture, alder, apple, cherry, pecan. What am I missing here? I think that's about it.
I wasn't counting, so you might have covered them all.
But I'll tell you what really makes this a destination shop is look at all the different rubs and spices and sauces they have. I mean, to be a real good barbecue destination shop, you have to have them all. You don't want to go someplace that just has a few seasonings, because you know what? Everybody has their different flavors. Get over on this side. Look at all those.
Nice. So, Tim, what was the type of, what were the pellets that were used on today's ribs?
Hey, Katie, those are pecan pellets. So
Pecan.
We used the pecan Traeger pellet in this application on the ribs. I think pecan and pork ribs, especially the spares with that fatty content, the sweetness of the pecan is a great something that enhances the flavor of the rib itself. It's a great element to add there.
Nice. So I have a good question that just came in. I don't even know if you can answer this, but what is your most popular sauce or rub? Like, what is the go-to for most people?
So we have a wide variety here, not only the Traeger spices and rubs, but wide variety. I think the rubs and seasonings that sell the best in the store are from the folks out there that do the videos. So one right in front of me here that we sell quite a bit of is the Killer Hogs. Obviously, we're doing a podcast today and a YouTube video, but Malcolm Reed is the gentleman behind these rubs. He does awesome cooking demonstrations, recipes on his YouTube channel. A lot of folks find those and then will come in and mimic his recipes and come in and to buy his line here. That is one line of many we sell here. But typically the ones that have a tendency to sell are from the folks out there with a big presence on YouTube and doing recipes and that sort of thing. And Traeger does an excellent job too on their website and their remote app, that a lot of these grills, like Tim mentioned, are Wi-Fi enabled, where you download that and they talk about the recipes and the seasonings and sauces to use. And a lot of folks follow those, and that's typically what sells in our store.
Nice. That's awesome.
I usually tell people, when people say, what flavor pellet should I use, or what kind of seasoning should I use? And I usually say that's why they make red cars and blue cars. Everybody likes something different.
Right?
So, but we'll take a little tour through here. Some other brands of smokers, Green Egg, pizza ovens, gas grills. They've got something for everyone down here.
All right. So, Tim, are we going to get to see you eat these ribs or what? Because I'm hungry.
Yep, we're getting after that. It's just going to be a couple more minutes on the grill. Do we have any questions?
Let's see. I think we just had one of the best ones so far, which was that most popular sauce and rub question. Because, I mean, there's so many out there that I wonder the same thing. And I actually didn't know that you should kind of wait on putting the sauce on the ribs. I really do enjoy the dry rub ribs anyway, but I didn't realize that you really wouldn't want to have sauce on there for too long, but that makes sense.
Well, and you know, it depends. I'm going to turn the camera around. It all depends upon how thick the meat is for the most part. Like a brisket, you can certainly put it on the day before and not have any problems with it. But what it does is it draws a lot of the moisture out of the meat. So something thin like a rib or something like that, it has a tendency of drawing a lot of moisture out of the rib. So
that makes sense.
Yep. So like a pork butt, stuff like that, you can absolutely season it the day before. But I was going to show you some rubs that we have over here, some of my favorites.
Cool.
So on all my beef, on my briskets and stuff like that, I'll use the prime rib rub along with the coffee rub right there. I use those two together. Those are by far my favorite on beef. But yeah, we have seasonings for everything that you could imagine.
Nice. Okay, I don't know where Tony is, if he's helping a customer or if he's within earshot. If you can find him, I've got a great comment that came through that I'd love for him to check out when he's free.
He's there.
He's collecting money right now.
Oh yeah, taking care of customers. That's what we do around here.
Jack of all trades, pit boss, Tony Roberts.
Thank you. Well, let's thanks, Chris. Yeah. Let's check on those ribs. You guys want to check?
She had a question for you.
Yeah.
So Tony, we have a comment that came in. It says Upslope Proud Souls and Traeger should make a barbecue sauce together. Have you done?
We should. You're right.
We could do
That'd
one
be
for
awesome.
beer.
That would be awesome. You know, we've dabbled in doing that. We made so a lot of these barbecue contests we go to sometimes have sauce contests as well as side categories, and we've dabbled a little bit with that. We made an IPA barbecue sauce once that I thought was fantastic. Had some really nice bitter notes to it. It didn't score very well, but you know, sometimes the judges don't get it right.
Oh,
It's never the cook,
hey,
it's always the judges.
that's how it is with with beer too.
Want some ribs?
Cool. Let's check these ribs.
Well, hey,
Tim. What do you think?
We should definitely continue to do like other.
So we're gonna check the ribs now.
And then we could do a sauce.
About 5 minutes ago.
Yeah.
I think they're about ready to roll. So I'm gonna check here. Let's see. Look at that.
Yeah, look at that middle one. Oh, it's just right.
So you can see the color. I don't know if you guys can see. We'll pull it out here and maybe get it over in the sun. I'm gonna put these in this pan. Another good tip for any home cooks out there is invest in just a pair of cotton gloves like this. Obviously, I like to use my hands a lot in barbecue. You can get a better feel for things, how they're cooking, the temperature, that sort of thing. So it's nice to have a good set of hot gloves versus tongs.
Bring that right over here to the sun.
Oh, better that way. But check these out. Those looking pretty good.
Oh yeah, that looks
Nice.
insane.
Nice mahogany.
Cool. Let's go in
right.
the kitchen and slice some of these up.
Is that your beer or my beer? I lost my beer somewhere along the way.
Good news is you had that full Yeti, so get
Yep,
yourself a
I've
new
got a Yeti full.
You guys taking us back to the kitchen?
Yep, he's going to slice some up.
I want to introduce Seth here. He's a member of the Proud Souls team. I can't take all the credit for these ribs. Seth was in this morning and got them trimmed and prepped and ready to go. So a big shout out to him. He's been a big supporter of ours, and we're lucky to have him on board. So this is Seth. Anyone that comes in the store, please say hi to him. Nice to meet you guys. Helping a customer right now. So. All right, Jim, what do we got here, buddy?
Cut her up. Give her a try.
So the way I like to cut ribs, guys, there's a kind of a way to do this. Or way I like to do it, at least. You don't have to. There's no right or wrong about it.
There isn't a right or wrong.
But the way I like to do it, I'm just going to do it real quick before we dig into these. Done. Keep everything clean with our gloves now with COVID and everything. So I like to just layer down a little sauce on my cutting board here. So with spare ribs especially, obviously there's a bone that runs through these. So what we want to do is find our bone. The easiest way when you make cuts on ribs, in my opinion, is to lay it meat side down. So that way we can see the ribs, right? So a little bit more dry rub seasoning here. Then I take a nice sharp knife. And if your ribs are cooked right, they should just cut like almost like butter. Perfect tenderness, but they're not falling off the bone. If they fall off the bone, that means they're overcooked. These do not feel overcooked at all. They feel absolutely perfect. And I give them a nice flip here, back up like that. And then if you'd like, you can just brush them with a little bit more sauce like this. And then what I like to do is take our dry rub again and just go a little bit over the top just for an added zip. And there we have it. So just slicing ribs, very easy to do. But that's a nice trick out there for anyone that likes to slice ribs, that likes to keep it clean. So you have nice bones to present to people rather than hacking through bones when you cut them the other way and you can't necessarily see what you're cutting, right? So you can just see these cutting.
Those
give them that
are so good.
And we'll look at this one here. I like to just coat a little bit like this. little bit like this.
See, now he's getting into the competition
You can
style.
see that rib though. Does that look good or what, guys?
Oh, that looks insane.
Take a bite. Tell us what you think.
I don't eat that much barbecue, but we'll see. Oh,
Yeah.
nice rib.
See how it didn't pull off? It pulled off the bone, but it left teeth marks.
So just a bit clean. So here's the bone. It didn't all come off, which would mean it was overcooked, but it pulled away from the bone enough to show it was perfectly cooked and the bone exposed right there. So I like to bite both sides. Who doesn't, right? On a good rib. But you guys can see that they're nice, tender, juicy rib. Tastes great. I'm getting that pecan smell. That Texas sauce, you know, got some heat to it, boy. Tasty. But that's why we have the Upslope beer.
Yep.
Yes.
They all call them that. So, but very good. Sure, would you like to try a rib?
I'll try it. Sure.
Okay.
We got our taste tester here.
I really wish I was in Littleton right now.
We offered.
You did. I'll have to make my way down there.
We'll see how she does with the heat.
Yeah, let's see. Let's zoom in. Let's get that reaction.
Well, cool. I think, I don't know if we have any more questions or anything we can answer.
Let's see. I'm going to go through some comments real quick. If anyone's still checking us out, please let's ask some questions. You have the pit boss from Proud Souls right here. So this is where you should come and ask your questions. And also, Tony, you should speak a little bit about your classes so that maybe we can put a link to your site so that as things open up, and I know things are a little weird with your class schedule due to COVID, but I would love to get down there and check out some classes.
Yeah, so we do barbecue classes. Typically they run on Thursday nights or Saturday afternoons or evenings. We do everything from pork ribs like you saw today, to beef brisket, to whole hog. We've done a few beef and brews classes, which this would be another great thing we could talk about with you, is pairing beer and beef or whatever it happens to be together in courses. But we like to have a lot of fun in our classes. They always start off very lightly with just some easy hors d'oeuvres you can do at home on your smoker or grill. They're always, we don't have a liquor license, but we operate under a BYOB policy. So you can bring beer, you can bring wine, you can bring a cooler, come in, have fun. At the end of class, typically they last about 2 to 2.5 hours. We serve a full dinner. Come in and serve some ribs. A full dinner of whatever the class consists of. So with full sides and oftentimes dessert. But you got to eat it on camera.
It's good to be a customer. It's good to be a customer today.
This is the best we've ever had.
Nice.
So the classes are a lot of fun. They're a big part of what we do. It's unfortunate we can't be doing them now, but we look forward to starting those back up again later this summer and fall.
Cool. I know we just posted a link to your website with those classes. When at any point when they get up and running, if you guys watch this video, check out the comments because we do have a link to that. I also want to throw back up that graphic for our contest. That's the Summer of Snow Melt. So this is a prize package that you should absolutely enter to win. This is a no-brainer, guys. Go to upslopebrewing.com/win and you can get a Traeger grill and a Yeti cooler just for entering in your name and information. Y'all don't want to miss that. Tim represents Traeger Grill, so he's going to show us back to that section. Do we have it? Is the Tailgater out there, Tim? I think that's the one we settled on that we're going to do for this summer of
We
snow.
We do not have a tailgater put together here right now.
Do you want to talk about the Tailgater a little bit? Because that, I believe, is what we'll be giving away unless you and I get crazy and think of another idea. But it was pretty appealing to Upslope because our consumers are on the move, camping, going outdoors. And we wanted, the Tailgater can be in your backyard, but it can just as easily go with you car camping or something.
There's my beer.
So yeah.
The cool thing about the Tailgater is it still runs on electricity, but you can run it off an inverter without any problem. But you can fold up the legs and put it in the back of your truck and not be concerned about it tipping over or anything like that. And it's a good sized grill. So you got a lot of cooking area there. So you can fit a couple racks of ribs on there or whatever else you're going to do. And you know what? You're the king of the campground when you're up there cooking that kind of stuff and you're up camping. I typically eat better when I'm camping.
If I was camping and someone had a Traeger grill, I'd be real nice to those people and bring them a lot of cold beer.
I typically eat better when I'm camping than I do at home.
Nice. Well, here's a good question that either that Tony could field or you, Tim. And it doesn't have to just be about Traeger, but we can feature both. So what's the best kind of grill to use as a beginner? Is there even an answer for that? Or what do y'all think to say to that?
So I think honestly that what we've been talking about today, we see so many customers come in on a daily basis that are interested in pellet grills, Traegers in particular. It takes all the fire building out of the equation. People struggle with fire and can be intimidating to folks to build a fire, maintain a fire, to cook over wood and charcoal. What's so great about pellet grills and Traegers is all of that is taken care of for you.
Set it and forget it.
Yeah, you plug it in, you set your temperature, you can go about your daily routine, and come back, later and have in this, like we did today, ribs, for instance, beer can chickens, brisket, fish, beef jerky, whatever you can think of that could go,
as well as all baked goods.
Yeah.
I do cinnamon rolls, I do cakes, I do pies.
Desserts.
Nice.
But you're getting, what's so cool about pellet grills now in general is you're getting kind of the convenience of propane, what it used to be, but all the flavor infusions of cooking with hardwoods themselves. But with the simplicity of plugging it in, setting it, and forgetting about it, like Tim said. So pellet grills are great entry-level grills for somebody just looking to get in the game and barbecue. And like we said today, at a very affordable price point. You don't have to come out here and spend $2,000-$3,000. You can come out here and like with the sale going on, get in a nice Traeger like we cooked on today for under $700. I mean, with a great warranty and track record that'll be on your porch or patio for many years to come.
Absolutely.
What I typically tell people.
Oh, go
I'm sorry. What I typically tell people is back in the 80s, we went to propane. Why did we go to propane? Certainly not for the flavor. We went for the ease and convenience of propane.
Right.
So what we've done with Traeger Grills is we've taken all the convenience and made flavor out of it. So you can have good flavor and have all the ease and convenience of grilling. Hell
yeah. Well, I have a question. So I'm not much of a planner, and then I get really hungry and I want something delicious. So sometimes, smoking something for 4 hours or cooking, everyone's into the instant pots now, right? Because of time. If I wanted barbecue and I had a hankering for it and it was like 4 o'clock like it is, and I really wanted that smoky vibe or something, what's something I could accomplish reasonably quickly and still kind of scratch that itch? Like beer can chicken? What's something that we could do that doesn't take 4 hours?
I think, Katie, you mentioned you did chicken wings last night on a Big Green Egg. Chicken wings on any grill or smoker or pellet grill Traeger, you can do in less than 90 minutes. You can do a fryer bird beer can chicken in 90 minutes or under.
You can do a reverse sear steak in about an hour and 15 minutes.
Burgers, fish, salmon. It doesn't take long to do a salmon fillet on a cedar plank. You can do that in under an hour. Vegetables are becoming very popular. I personally love asparagus. Asparagus is in season right now. I love grilled and smoked asparagus. That works really good.
As long as you wrap it in bacon.
Yeah.
Yeah. We did corn. So we did, as you mentioned, we did those wings and then we did corn also. And it was an instant meal and it only took, I think, maybe 2 hours. And the wings were fantastic. So good. I'm hungry again. All right, one more question. And I think this is an interesting one that you'll both probably have something to say about, particularly Tim. So what does it take to clean something like a Traeger? Hi, Mary.
So I would say, pretty much clean up. You want to vacuum out the fire pot and the whole inside of the Traeger, about every bag to bag and a half of pellets, just to be sure that the ash isn't getting clogged up in there. As far as the drip tray, let's see if I have one open here. As far as the drip tray goes, we have liners. And so you can put liners in there. Let me change this around here. So we have consumables. So we have these liners that go in, and that goes on the drip tray, and that makes it really easy to clean up. If you're doing chicken or something like that, it's really not a big deal because it's not going to be a really greasy mess. Whereas if you're doing 2 pork butts, you're going to want to clean it right after you do the 2 pork butts. But yeah, there's a lot of variables in that.
Well, that was a really good question because I hadn't thought about that. I'm not familiar with the pellet grills.
Yeah.
Does Tony have anything to add about just kind of general maintenance on smokers? Like if you've got a big green egg at home or just a regular grill, like what cleaning routine should people be getting into?
Yeah, great question. I mean, all grills require maintenance and cleaning. I like to say in the store, it's like a vehicle or a car. You take your car in periodically to get an oil change. Obviously, you're going to want to do the same thing with your grill, whether it's a pellet grill or a big green egg or an offset smoker like you do over here. Residual ash will build up. That can hamper airflow and oxygen levels, which makes fires burn inefficiently. So you want to always make sure fire pots, whether it's in a pellet grill, a big green egg, or an offset cooker, are cleaned periodically just to get the ash out of there so the fire can breathe and burn clean. As for the grates, a lot of these grates today are made dishwasher safe. So you can go ahead and throw these grates in your dishwasher. If you don't want to do that, just a good scrub down with a nice heavy duty cleaning brush when they're hot typically does the trick. But yeah, everyone obviously now, especially with what's going on in the world, cleanliness is important, especially with food. So we like to teach that in our classes and talk about it in the store. Maintain your grills. Keep it clean. Keep it, folks, when you have a dinner party that want to come over and look at your grill, it looks presentable and nice and clean. And it's something that folks will realize they want to eat off of. If there's a big turnoff to me when I go to someone's house for a barbecue is when I see food being cooked on a grill that's filthy. I don't want to put that necessarily in my mouth. So keep your grills clean. It obviously, like anything, it does require a little bit of maintenance, but it's not too difficult. 5-10 minutes here and there, and you're good to go.
That's an awesome. Thanks again, Mary, for that question. That is a great question, and like you said, it's like on everyone's mind. It's a heightened thing, right? I assume you've got some awesome accessories that can help people clean up their grills there at the shop, at least the wire brushes and whatnot.
This stuff is awesome.
Oh, let me
Made by
zoom in on
Traeger.
that. Oh, there you go.
Yep, that stuff works. I use that on the wheels to my truck. I use it on everything anymore.
That's awesome. Well, I mean, like you said earlier, Traegers are like the Cadillacs. So I guess treating it the way you would treat a truck makes sense. And,
it's an investment. It's an investment. Take care of your investment.
Absolutely. Well, I think that's pretty much it for today, unless you guys have anything that you want to add, any parting words. And then, I think we should follow up with one another about making some sort of a sauce sometime or a collaboration with the class. Or
sounds great.
Yeah, I think it would be awesome.
We could do a beer and barbecue pairing at some point. Maybe we could bring one of these grills up the upslope and have just an afternoon cooking outside.
How about that?
Drinking some beer.
Twist my arm for that one. Sign me up. That sounds really awesome. And for everyone who was late to the party, I'm going to put up again. This was called Grillin and Chillin with Traeger and Proud Souls BBQ. So we had Tim from Traeger and Tony, pit boss over at Proud Souls BBQ and Provisions. He is standing in his beautiful Littleton facility, which is also the backdrop of the screen right now. But there is another one in Denver. Do you want to shout out the address for that?
Yeah, the one in Denver is on Federal Boulevard. It's at 2485 North Federal Boulevard. If you're familiar with Denver, just north of Mile High Stadium, that's where we are on the southwest corner there. So there's another store up there. for anyone up in Boulder that doesn't want to come all the way south to Littleton, stop in and see us at our Denver location. If you're familiar with the Highlands neighborhood in Denver, that's where you can find us.
Awesome. And you guys, again, this is perfect timing because Father's Day is in 10 days on the 21st. So make sure you stop in, get dad something cool, or fur dads count as well. If you don't have kids, but you have dogs or cats, you're still a dad. So you deserve something cool for your grill. Yeah. So thanks so much, Tim and Tony. I think we're good to go, guys.
Thanks, you guys.
Really appreciate your time. Thanks so much, everyone. Thanks for viewing. Bye.
Have a great one. Bye.